Hello and welcome back to Digital Assets Daily. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in your corner of the world. Got some exciting information I'd like to discuss with you, and I think you'll find it equally as exciting as I do. Right into the U.S. SEC, the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission public statement from Commissioner Hester M. Pierce, the Token Safe Harbor Proposal 2.0. Earlier today, she released on GitHub an updated version of the Token Safe Harbor proposal that she originally suggested in February of 2020, which we covered then as well. The Safe Harbor seeks to provide network developers with a 3-year grace period within which, under certain conditions, they can facilitate participation in the development of a functional or decentralized network exempted from the registration provisions of the federal securities laws. The updated version reflects constructive feedback provided by the crypto community, securities lawyers, and members of the public. She's grateful for the thoughtful engagement and believes it demonstrates the need for regulatory clarity in this space. Bing, bing, and we agree. But there is, however, more work to be done, which is why I, as a believer in the value of drawing on decentralized knowledge, posted the Safe Harbor on GitHub. What I want to do is just scroll down really quickly. You have the appendix to the proposed Safe Harbor, the proposed Securities Act Rule 195, and time-limited exemption for tokens. But what I want to do is scroll right down quickly. Hopefully I'm not going too fast. If you're paying attention to your screen, my apologies. Don't want it to be irritating, but I want to get down there quickly because I think I have an idea here and a thought. If you come to H, tokens previously sold, an initial development team that prior to the effective date of this rule sold tokens pursuant to a valid exemption from registration or sold in violation of Section 5 of the Securities Act of 1933 as determined in a commission order pursuant to Section 8A of the Securities Act of 1933 that does not identify any other violations of the federal securities laws may rely on this section if the conditions of paragraph A are satisfied. Notice of reliance required by paragraph C of this section must be filed as soon as practicable. Now what I want to do is scroll right back up and let's discuss the reference back to Section A. Now, Section A says the exemption, except as expressly provided in paragraph D of this section, the Securities Act of 1933. It does not apply to any offer, sale, or transaction involving a token if the following conditions are satisfied by the initial development team as defined herein. Number one, the initial development team intends for the network on which the token functions to reach network maturity within 3 years of the date of the first sale of tokens. Number two, disclosures required under paragraph B of this section must be made available on a freely accessible public website. Number three, the token must be offered and sold for the purpose of facilitating access to, participation on, or the development of the network. Number four, the initial development team files a notice of reliance in accordance with paragraph C of this section. Number five, an exit report is filed in accordance with paragraph F of this section. That's really all I wanted to discuss because here's my thoughts. We're wondering, how is Gary Gensler going to hold up and which side are we going to get? The Gary Gensler that believes XRP is a security or the side that believes it would be more of a currency? My thought is with Commissioner Hester M. Pierce, there's quite the possibility of her Token Safe Harbor Proposal 2.0 passing and still giving Ripple and the executives a green light for XRP. The part that I just shared with you kind of defines what's really going on and what's happening with them. There's obviously a lot more to it, but that is a great little section that could definitely refer back to Ripple and give them some clarity. And as she stated, we need more clarity. Brady Garland House constantly states we need more clarity. And I agree. And I believe once we do, on top of Coinbase IPO tomorrow, which we're going to discuss again shortly in this video, I think there's a chance for XRP to blow past its all-time high so quickly if we don't already exceed that before all of this receives the defined clarity that we're looking for. Then I believe once it does, it's basically buckle up and hold on tight. Right into the next article, XRP ETP is to be listed on Europe's third biggest stock exchange. So the SIX Swiss exchange will list an exchange-traded product backed by the controversial XRP cryptocurrency. And as we get into that, London-headquartered crypto money manager CoinShares has announced the launch of a new XRP exchange fund product, ETP. So it will trade on Zurich-based SIX Swiss, the third largest stock exchange in the world, with a total market cap of over 1.6 trillion USD under the XRPL ticker. And now Coinbase IPO, crypto's first. What to know? Coinbase IPO will trade the NASDAQ under the symbol COIN, COIN, starting Wednesday, which will be tomorrow. Next up, we have Vechain VET shares details on PWC partnership. And Vechain VET has revealed that it's partnered with PricewaterhouseCoopers, PWC, and is open to assisting the latter's clients in integrating distributed ledger technology, DLT, into their operations. So Vechain VET has been on an upward trajectory in terms of adoption. The price of its native crypto VET has increased by more than 400% in the past 2 months. And if you follow this channel closely, then this is not new news for you. But also, too, what I do want to get into is PWC official affirms Ripple's XRP is a great example of crypto markets maturity. And the reason I want to point that out is this really quick. And it's going to start connecting them all together. So again, this is directly from PWC discussing Ripple as the model for the future. And one of the most interesting bits of what Vechain affirmed is that Ripple and its XRP token are a great example of how the future of cryptos can be, because the company already has many partners and is also being able to move forward in its Swift-like system. So more and more banks are considering what Ripple has to offer for them, and some of them will certainly use the cryptos to make their cross-border transactions more efficient, cheaper, and faster. And that kind of pulls up another article here, right off of Ripple. PWC FinTech is reshaping financial services. But what I want to highlight in this article kind of has become an interwoven thread throughout the articles in tonight's video. So PWC calls distributed ledger tech the next evolutionary jump in business process optimization. And what I want to pull up here is crypto dad Giancarlo says DLT could have aided in Archegos. So former CFTC chair says managing collateral by distributed ledger tech would enable better oversight of risks. And again, that's showing how they're all beginning to start syncing up and becoming a little bit more obvious and a little bit more clear in their defined definition and their focus. As again, they are all going to start coming out once we have more clarity. It's literally going to feel like someone did flip the switch, and you're going to be overflowed and overrun and flooded with information and content, literally like a tsunami. We're kind of still feeling the little bit of the pullback, and pretty soon that giant wave is going to be released. And that's when things are going to get very, very exciting. And again, guys, remember, this is not financial advice. It's for entertainment purposes only. Please do me a favor and hit that subscribe so you can get all of our content as we release it. And another thing, too, I want to say, as we continue moving forward, I believe it's going to start moving faster and faster, because I really believe if we follow the pattern of 2017 very closely, then again in Q4, that's where we're really going to see assets like XRP and XLM really begin to take off, but I do believe they will continue a slow rise throughout the year, basically getting their engines rumbling. And then I believe we will see a launch, and as I say, melt faces and blow minds. But I want to leave you with a final thought before we go. A river cuts through a rock not because of its power, but its persistence. And thanks to our VIP on Patreon, Surfmeister, and each and every one of you, we will catch you in the next one.